Hello.
Hello.
Back at it again, folks. We're live.
We are live.
We are
And
live.
and we have a new fun background.
I know. I changed it to orange today.
I
I
like
felt
it.
like with my blue background and our blue shirts and the blue and the blue and the blue, it's a lot of blue.
Yeah. I don't like that you can't see my logo. It's terrible.
You need a taller chair or a taller body. I love you, Amanda.
I don't think I can change that, Jen. Maybe I just need to tilt my camera down a little.
Well, welcome everyone. Please say hello in the comments so that we know you are watching. I want to kind of dig in pretty quick this morning. I don't know why I said this morning. It's 2 p.m. this afternoon.
It is.
Day, guys.
Wait, hold on. I got to share. Sorry. While you're doing that, I'm going to share the live.
Oh, okay.
So my friends will watch us.
So my friends. You guys know the drill. Ask questions as you go. Hi, Brian. Louise, we got some folks joining us here. Before we dive in, I do want to take one quick second to acknowledge something important that happened last week. And Amanda's going to kill me for saying this, but I think that milestones deserve recognition. So, Amanda, for those of you who have been following her journey and sending your prayers and well wishes, her journey hit a milestone last week. She did her last chemotherapy appointment. There's a lot more on the table. The journey's not over, but it's a big milestone, and I think it deserves a quick celebration. So, yay!
Patting myself on the back.
Keep sending the well wishes and the thoughts and the prayers. There's still more to go, but at least the chemo's done, right?
Thank you. Yes, the chemo chapter is done. It's incredibly hard, but we're figuring out how to move forward to the next steps. So, but I'm okay.
She's keeping herself busy with work.
I will be. I think that's the key. I will be okay. It's just when you go through it all and you come out the other side, it's a lot of like emotional healing. So
yeah,
that's where I'm at.
Yeah. Well, no one said that chemo was easy. So
yeah,
you've done some hard things here.
Yeah. Okay. Work is so exciting.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm glad that you've had work to focus on because we have some exciting things to show you today. So we're going to talk about the brand new dashboard that will be launching very soon. We have an update to the project status pipeline that you all know and love. We have a little surprise, something we hadn't planned on announcing today that we are going to share because our team got it done for us. And then we'll talk a little bit about what's next. I feel like these have kind of been a little bit long lately, so I'm going to kind of push us forward and try and get through it quickly. So we've got some folks that are saying hello. Thank you for the quick heart faces and the highs. I love it. Peyton, I've got Chris. Hi, guys. Amazing. Okay, so we start with dashboard?
Yeah.
All right,
here we go.
Here we go.
Share? You want me to wait?
You can share. The dashboard was really just the calendar before. It basically has looked the same for a really long time. This is something we've been talking about. We've had customers asking for it. So, Amanda, why are we doing this now?
Full transparency, our dashboard wasn't actually a dashboard. It was just a calendar.
That's what I'm saying. This is a calendar.
Yeah.
But talk a little bit about like why we're here, what we're doing, why we're doing this right now in the middle of all these other things.
Yeah. Well, so our old dashboard was a calendar, and because we're overhauling the calendar, we thought what great opportunity to actually make the dashboard that we've been planning for a long time, so that we can overhaul the calendar and then add this new dashboard at the same time. I mean, really, it's just we're overhauling the entire system. The entire system is getting that facelift, or as Jen called it earlier, a glow up.
I was just going to say glow up.
So we thought it would be the perfect opportunity to kind of take everything else that we're working on and create this dashboard. But the other problem that we ran into was the pipeline. And so we couldn't update the calendar and then add our existing pipeline. That didn't make sense. So we really needed the actual dashboard that we've been planning so that we can plug in the pipeline. So this really does give you a snapshot of what is on your plate today.
Yeah. Amazing. Well, walk us through it. What do we got? What do we got?
So what we have now is more of like a static dashboard. We are planning some updates so that you can kind of customize this, but launching out of the gate is going to be more of the static kind of overview dashboard. So depending on your user level, your role, excuse me, you're going to get a little bit different view. If you are like a salesperson, you're going to see your tasks, you're going to see your metrics across the top. You're going to see your appointments on the calendar, or excuse me, on the map, the route like you do now. And then you will also see your appointments down here. But if you are that higher level user, then obviously you're going to see everyone's appointments in addition to your own if you had any, but still your own tasks. So the dashboard will be your own task, doesn't matter your role or your level. And then obviously those metrics will be customizable in the future, but those are going to be tailored to that role as well. So if you're a salesperson, you're only going to see your own metrics. If you're that higher level primary sales manager, you're going to see all of those metrics. And out of the gate, these are going to be based on like typical sales funnel. So you'll have your leads, your conversions, your bid accepteds, or your closing percentage, et cetera. But so we're trying to get you as much information on this first phase that would be beneficial to you. And then as we move forward into more customized dashboards in the coming months, then you'll be able to kind of tailor and tweak those metrics or those KPIs that are important to you, as well as mix and match and plug and play different modules. So out of the gate, we're going to have the 4 main modules, which are tasks, the route, the appointments, and the weather, which is super cool. And then moving forward, we're going to have some other modules like some charts, graphs. We're going to have potentially like a leads module. So if you guys have any ideas or anything that you would like built into the dashboard or to be available in these modules, please let us know. We would be more than happy to take suggestions and feedback on what information is important to you.
Yeah, for sure. I think the coolest part about this is, we really do try and listen to what you guys want. We really want to make sure that as you are using the software, that it is making your life easier, faster to get the information that you want. So as Amanda said, this is a phase 1. If you guys have comments about what you would like to see available in the dashboard, you can leave a comment today on whatever social channel you're watching on. You can also always email us at support@contractoraccelerator.com. If I've said it once, I've said it a zillion times. We love feedback. And I hope those of you who have provided it have seen some of those things come to life. So definitely let us know.
We have a bunch of people saying hi. So I think we should take a moment to say hi back.
I think I said hey to almost everybody. I didn't see Sean joined. Hi, Sean, and Craig. Hi, Craig.
Chris, Dee, Casey. We have our whole team watching, which is awesome. Luis,
Yeah.
Felipe, Casey, Dee. Thank you guys and Felipe. Oh, Felipe said, I saw him twice.
Yeah.
And then we've got Craig.
Yeah.
Fence Guy Podcast. I'll be watching tonight, Craig.
If you guys haven't watched Fence Guy Podcast, you should.
Yeah.
Shameless plug for Craig.
So one of the things that I think is the coolest that I've never seen on another CRM is this weather module. So this will pull in based on the weather for the company's location, and you can click on these days to get different weather views. So that's going to be really cool, especially when you're trying to plan out your scheduling. We talked about this on the calendar module that we did on the live a couple months ago. We are taking that same data and incorporating it into the dashboard too.
Yeah. One of the other things that I kind of want to talk about, for those of you who've been following along, there is some other updates that we have previewed, including the calendar and some other things. You're starting to see this card module emerge as a part of our design moving forward. So you're going to see that here on the dashboard. You're going to start to see that throughout the software as we continue these facelifts. And this is another area that if you guys want more information or different information, we definitely would love to hear your feedback on that. We don't want to clog it by any means, but if there's something that's super important that you're not seeing on some of those cards, definitely let us know.
Yeah.
What else?
Well, so our old dashboard that wasn't a dashboard calendar had the pipeline at the side. So we've kept that. So I'm going to open that up. So now you have your project status pipeline that will be built into the dashboard like you do now. You'll be able to search, which is really cool. You can open up any of these individual buckets. You will see that user's color. So we're keeping that color coordinated throughout the calendar, the projects, the pipeline. So if you open up any of these individual buckets, you'll have that same card view that you have now, except these cards are going to be more tailored to the project because this is the project pipeline. So these are the stages that a project goes through. So any project that is currently open is going to be here in the pipeline. And so what we've added, we didn't take anything away because we had the customer information and the address, the date timestamp of how long ago the thing happened, but we've also included the project name as well as the reference number. And so you'll be able to see that information consistently. You can click on the card, go into the project like you do now, but searching is pretty cool. So Jen and I did this earlier when we were prepping for the meeting. So I searched Jen's name and it's bringing me back any project that is in the individual stages that matches information that we searched. So it will parse that down and say, we have one here for something, Jen, it looks like is the customer name. Same here, Jen's a customer name, Jen's a customer name in recently closed and installation scheduled. And then I can quickly jump in, go into that project. You could probably search by reference number too. I didn't test that. So let's try that live, 6739.
Not like testing it live. I love it.
Yeah, so it does. You can search by reference number and see exactly where that project's at in the stages.
Yeah, I love that we've added the color in there too. It's funny the things that sometimes customers say, like, oh, I wish that there was more color or whatever. I love the cues that we've added to the software with some of these facelifts as far as colors with the users, colors with like the little gray boxes to help call things out. Even the icons that we're adding into the system, it's all intended to help you guys find what you're looking for faster.
Yes. Now, I think we should talk about the actual stages.
Yeah.
So the stages are the same as what you know today. So it's lead created, project created, sales appointment completed, et cetera. It goes through that list or that flow. But what is different now is we are actually saving a stage to the project. So that means that sorry, I'm going to get technical. It's hard to not get technical, but only a project will only show up one time in the pipeline. So currently it was like, okay, any project that has a bid accepted that hasn't been, that doesn't have an installation appointment, you will see that project more than one time in the project status pipeline. That is changing. Now a project will actually go through individual stages. And once the first bid gets accepted, it moves into that stage. And then it won't move to the next stage until you do the next thing.
Yeah.
And so, but you can skip. So like if you then complete the installation, well, we'll say you close the project, then it's just going to move it to the end.
Yeah. So I think the biggest piece with that to just kind of hit that home is that in the past, each one of those stages was based on a report that included the thing above it, or it was all based on there's, that you can have multiple bids under the same project. So whenever that happens, sometimes it caused that particular project to show up in two different places. And so this alleviates those things. It's not going to show up in two different places. It's going to show up in one place. And it's, even if you skip a step, it's not dependent on the step before it. It will still show up. So if you don't send out a warranty certificate and you just close the project, it's still going to show up in that recently closed project section.
Yeah. We had a question, but I want to talk about this real quick and then we can circle back. So Craig, yeah. I'm not ignoring you. So I wanted to show you kind of what that looks like in terms of the projects. So if you go to the projects table, which you have now, but we're adding something which is called pipeline stage. So we can scroll over here and see from the project table, everything that's open, what stage it's in. So this is going to be super useful for reporting. You can export this, filter it, whatever. But that way from this snapshot of filtering your projects, you can see exactly what stage it's in.
Yeah, you can sort it or filter it to your point. And then primary users can export it. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is exactly what you're getting here. You're just getting those grouped into the individual buckets.
Yeah. I love it.
Okay, let's answer Craig's question and then we can get into the actual pipeline page.
Yeah, and sorry, one more thing, Craig. Before we jump into that, you had that sidebar open with the main navigation. I just wanted to mention before we forgot that the calendar is now an icon over there. So you guys can still get into that calendar just like you normally would. It's just a different click. So instead of you landing there when you first log in, you land there, you land on this dashboard page. You can get to the calendar by clicking that little calendar icon.
Yeah. And we're going to add a icon link to today's route to go to the full calendar.
For sure. All right. So Mr. Craig, he says, silly question. On the forecast, does it only pull from home location of the business, or will it change if in a different state of country when you log in? So if you're in a different place when you log in, is it pulling it based on that, or is it pulling it based on where your home address is?
It's going to be pulling it based on the location of the company. So Craig's in Indianapolis. So when he logs in, it'll say Indianapolis. Well, Greenwood, I think. It'll be your actual city and state of your company.
Okay. Just to kind of piggyback on that, because I know we already showed it when we gave the sneak peek about the calendar update that's coming. That weather, is that based on the appointment location or the business location?
Business, because you've got appointments all over the city. Okay. So it's the business. But if you go to the calendar, the new calendar that we're launching, it will show the weather for that location, like when you click on it. When you click on the appointment, it has that weather across the top.
Yeah, that's what I was asking. That one is based on the actual appointment location.
Yeah, but for the dashboard, this is for the company's location.
Awesome. I love it. Craig says, one more thing. We got to it. Yeah. Hi, Rob. Fred and Terry are on as well.
That's my mom.
I know. We love Terry.
Yeah, and Luis, you can go ahead and promote his comment. Yeah. Thanks for piggybacking on that, Luis. Yes. So with that, the stages do get automatically updated. So once that bid gets accepted, it's going to move the project to that next stage. Once the project gets scheduled for the installation, it moves it to the next stage. So those things will still be happening automatically. It's just that you don't have to go and move them. Like in other CRMs, they have like a Trello board or whatever. I don't know what they call that. They have those boards or stages where you have to kind of drag a project from one to the next. The benefit of our software is that we do that automatically. And so we're not removing that will still exist. So thanks for mentioning that, Luis.
I love it. I think, the goal here with the dashboard is that, like Amanda said, we're trying to get these things out to you guys and get your feedback about them. And then there's definitely going to be a phase 2 of this, more customization and stuff to come. But the idea here is that everybody works a little bit differently. So when an installer logs in, what are the things that are important to them versus when a sales manager logs in, or a owner or an accounting person. Like, everybody has kind of a different preference of what they need to see that day. So we're kind of giving you that default view, but with the intention of being able to then add some customization and things like that going forward. I like what Casey said about this. I'm going to ruin what he said, but essentially it's a snapshot of all the other summaries that you have throughout the software, which I love that as kind of a visual aid for this.
Yeah, for sure. Peyton asked a question.
Peyton. Hi, Peyton. How would you manually move to the next stage? Sorry if I'm jumping ahead.
Not jumping ahead. We were just talking about that, but you wouldn't. So the stages will happen as soon as the next thing. Sorry, the stage will change as soon as the next thing happens. So you wouldn't manually move a project to the next stage. You would just go do the action. So you would schedule an installation appointment, which would move it to the next stage.
Yeah. I think if you actually kind of a look at even the project status pipeline that you have in use today, it works the same way. So I always kind of use the example of when the bid is sent, the software knows that the bid was sent. When the bid gets accepted through the software knows that the bid got accepted. So that's those different actions that are already happening naturally are what's triggering those to move forward.
Yeah. Which is nice for you guys, because as far as project management, you don't have to remember to go move the project to the next stage once the bid gets accepted. It just does it automatically.
Yeah. I think there is some for example, installation complete. There is something that you have to go do in order to push that to installation complete from installation scheduled. And you just have to go click the button that the installation appointment has been complete. So for every single one of those buckets, there's some sort of an action that triggers it. And there is like a little cheat sheet when you look at that project status pipeline that tells you what that next thing is that needs to happen.
Yes.
Cool. Shall we move on to the rest of project status pipeline?
So with this update,
Ta-da!
you now have a standalone pipeline page.
This is huge.
Yes.
This is where I said the glow up thing. I was like, it's getting a facelift on the outside and the inside. It's a full glow up.
Yeah. So this is essentially a project table view, but it's quick filters based on your stage. So you can run through the different stages. You can click on them, sort, search, export, which is really nice. So you could then bulk close eventually, do whatever necessary actions or get the information that you need in a full table view instead of just seeing a little card in the sidebar of the dashboard. This gives you that full data that you need for each individual project and where it's at in the different stages.
Yeah, I think this is something that customers ask about often. We were creating those reports inside that project status pipeline, and you could click into the project and all of that, but you didn't have an exportable, reportable report. Is that a thing? Reportable report?
Yeah.
So now when you have a sales meeting or something like that, this is a really great way to get that information that you're looking for a lot faster. You get that visibility a lot quicker. You can export this and manipulate the data however you need to. If you're, trying to do some aggregate information or whatever. No more wondering what's actually sitting in each stage and why or how it's showing twice. It's just going to be a way better experience, I think.
Yes. And like I said, we'll have filtering here, bulk actions, so you can quickly close out a bunch of projects if you need to. But yeah.
For sure not the only update that's coming with this. This is another one of the areas of the software that the facelift and the back end facelift, if you will, is going to lead to some additional updates coming soon. So more about that later.
Well, that's the dashboard and the pipeline.
Oh, we should probably talk about that. So in the past, that little flag on the calendar page says project status. We always call it internally the project status pipeline. If you've done any sort of training with us or whatever, that's always what we call it. That's a really long name. So we're just shortening it to pipeline. So that's what it's called now, is just pipeline, but it's that same project status that you're used to.
Shout out to Casey for the custom icon.
Yeah.
All right. Is that it? We're ready to talk about the surprise? I should say, is that it? That's a lot. This is a big change, and it will take some getting used to, but hopefully it's good change.
I think it's a great change. I love it. I'm excited about it. I hope you guys are excited about it too.
Well, I am.
Yeah, so this is something we hadn't planned to talk about today, but the team was like, hey, this is ready if you want to show it. And Amanda was like, heck yeah, let's do it. So without further ado, you have a new icon.
A new page, a new table. What? Fades?
It's just a table. It's not that exciting, but what you can do with it is the exciting part, right? This is something.
It's not just a table. It's not just a table.
It's something that whenever customers ask for a custom report from us, or they're like, hey, how do I get this information? This is kind of one of those pieces that I think has been missing. So it is exciting if it's the data that you guys need. So Felipe, I hope you all enjoy the surprise. Thank you for getting it done, Felipe.
Yes, we do, Felipe. They do. They love it.
Yes. So this is going to show, it'll work the same way as the other tables. You'll have filtering, you'll have searchability. You want to talk about some of the things that they can see in here, Amanda?
Yeah, so this is still a slight work in progress. We have a couple of changes that we're adding as far as some additional columns, additional filters, but Here, let me go ahead and hide that. But this will give you all of your customer information, project information, bid information. So this is a true bids table. So it'll be a row for every single bid that's been created. You'll be able to see the status. You'll be able to filter based on bids accepted, date the bids were accepted, the salesperson who created the bids. If there's any bids that are like pending for review, those will be shown here, as well as canceled, declined, etc. But you can, this doesn't have the export, but you will be able in this view, but you will be able to export. Again, one of those things we're adding, as well as bulk editing or bulk canceling. The other thing is you can click on these. So like, let's go into one that's been accepted, and I do get the bid details. This one was an uploaded bid, so I don't have any line items. Let's go to an older one. Here we go. So if you click on them, you will get a bid details page. So this gives you your line items. This is exactly what you had inside of the project. We just moved it into a standalone page. So it used to be that you went to the bids tab in the project, you click on bid details, and you saw this information. We've just moved it out into its own page. So you've got your line items. If there was components, drawings, images, this bid didn't have a lot in it. And then you will have all of the information here at the sidebar. If they are follow-up notifications, you can disable, or if they're enrolled in follow-up notifications, you can disable those, as well as do your financing information there at the sidebar as well. Yeah. And then see your history.
Yeah. So talk a little bit about, we have those breadcrumbs at the top so you can kind of see where you are right now. But if they are going in from like the project page, will they see the bid that same way?
Yeah. So like, let's go into this project for Cracked Foundation. So if I go into the bids tab, and I don't know which one I was on, so we'll say I was on this one. If I click view details, it will take you to that new page.
Yeah. So for those that were kind of lost there on how that journey went, I just wanted to make sure we connected that full circle for them. So this page still looks the same so far as of today. But it's when you click that view details page that you're going to get this new information. You still had a lot of this information. Again, this is a facelift item.
Jen.
I know. I always do that whenever I'm giving demos. I'm like, I can draw a circle around my eyeball. It's to illustrate that you can draw on the photos. But I always take photos of myself because I don't have, a cracked foundation or a fence or something to take a picture of when I'm doing a demo.
So essentially, we're creating a pattern. And so you can get to this information from within the bid, or you can get to this information if you're in a project by going to the bid and view details, but you can also get to this information by going to the bids table. Just like a project, you can get access to the project through the customer, but you can also access the project just from the project page, same as the customer. If you wanted to access the customer information, you could do that from any of those places, but you're essentially getting a table view and a details view for everything. So yeah. The customer has a table and of details, property, bid, project, etc.
Yeah. And I think the filters and the columns on this are really what's going to be the super powerful piece here, because you can filter to what are the open bids that I have lingering, what are bids that that we closed, what are my bids that are over $20,000, because those are the ones I want to follow up on first. You can sort those things, you can export this, you can bulk close. I mean, there's just so much that you can do easier and faster than you could before with this table. So great addition. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Awesome. Any other, Rob's got a question.
That's a big question, Rob.
So he says, have a customer that I had to have a scope change. Oh yes, scope change. Okay. 2 debits and 1 credit. How can I show the split out from the statement that shows all added up as 1 line item? I'm reading that really terribly. Sorry, Rob.
I think you need to call me or submit a support ticket.
The customer wants to see the breakdown. I understand what you're saying though, Rob. Yeah, so the scope, this is all getting an update. Maybe spilling the beans a little bit, but there is an update planned for the project details pages as well. The bids table, things like that. So yes, there will be some differences in how he's laughing. There will be some differences and how we manage that scope change going forward. And I think that's really what your question boils down to. If you have specific customer, if you wouldn't mind shooting that over, Dee Dee or I can absolutely help walk through what the best plan of action for today is.
Yeah. Thanks, Rob.
We got you, Rob. I may have spilled the beans a little bit on that, Amanda. Sorry. Because the next thing we wanted to talk about was what's coming. And I cheated and I went ahead and said it.
Scott Holland has a question.
Hey, Scott. When does the bids table view go live? Dun, dun, dun.
Like soon. That will be the first thing that gets finished and deployed. So probably like, it could be like end of the week, early next week. So we'll say at latest early next week.
We like to try not to overpromise and underdeliver.
Yeah, but that's one of those things. It's like we're just doing the fine-tuning refinements.
Yeah, for sure. Making sure you guys have all of the different data pulling into that you might need. So let's get ready to wrap this up. If you guys have more questions, feel free to add those into the chat. We'll either answer them live, or if we miss you, we will go ahead and answer those in the chat as well, in the comments. But let's talk about what's coming next. When can we expect the other changes? What are you comfortable sharing, Miss Amanda?
Yeah, so in the next couple of weeks, we will be done with the customer and property details. Well, yeah, so we're doing some of those fine-tuning refinements on that project still. But we will give you guys some notice before we obviously deploy that. And then the dashboard will be shortly after that.
If you guys want to go back, if you missed the last live, there is another live session on the updates that we were just talking about for the customer page and the project page. You can also find all of these videos being reposted in our help center. At the very bottom, there's a thing called system updates. All of the videos that we've been recording for the lives are also being shown there. So if you feel like you need to catch up on live number 3.
Yeah, because we did that on a Monday and like nobody showed up and hung out with us.
I know. It was sad. We had much better participation today. So thank you all for showing up. Sorry, I kind of interrupted you. Dashboard will be live when?
Customer property first, then dashboard shortly after, within the next couple of weeks.
And dashboard will be with pipeline as well.
Yes, dashboard/pipeline.
Love it.
Yes.
And then what comes after that?
And then we have live number 5.
Live number 5.
Which is, as Jen said yesterday, the last in our series. Although you did say maybe 2 more lives. So I don't know.
I wasn't sure if we would do a short one for settings or not.
Yeah, I don't think we need to do that. I mean, we might need to do 2 lives to talk about project and calendar, because the project details update is a big one, as well as calendar and scheduling. So we'll know more in the next couple of weeks, but for sure the next live is going to be August 4th.
Yeah. So mark your calendars. We'll send you a reminder. Thank you guys for joining us. I don't think I have anything else. Do you, Amanda?
Well, you had a couple questions here. I feel like we should ask.
Oh, did I? I think mine's not updating. What questions?
You said, what's your favorite update today?
Oh, I didn't see those at the bottom. I skipped them. You're right. Okay. What's your favorite update today, guys?
What's your favorite update, Jen?
Dashboard, obviously.
Well, what about the dashboard?
I know that the weather is important to installers for sure, but I think the data is the big win here. I hear more and more as we go to trade shows, and just as I'm doing demos with new people that are joining us, I think that there is a real lack with some other systems in the marketplace that are not able to provide reliable data. And I think, there's a lot of people that are preaching, know your numbers, know your numbers. So while we have reporting and custom reports and filters and exports, this puts it right up front and center. And I think this is going to be a big win for our owners, but I also think it's going to be a big win for our salespeople. It's really hard to meet your goal if you don't know where you are. So having that something that's visible to them right up front and every morning, right in their face, I think is going to be a big win.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm just going to go. I'm excited for what this means for the future because like version 1 of the dashboard is going to be cool, but future versions of the dashboard are going to be even better with some of the ideas and things that we have planned. And just for like, what's the word? Sneak peek, but it's not really a sneak peek. It's just for an exciting thing that's coming. Is that I've been doing these masterminds every week. Really working on focusing on leadership and all the things that entails. But I think it's so important as a company to maintain, your culture and your momentum and strategy and all of that. And so one of the ideas that I am bringing to the dashboard is creating more of like a company whiteboard. So it'll be a place where like you as an owner can communicate with your team and like put in like an inspirational message or put in your mission or your vision or keep your core values on the dashboard, like things that are going to be needed to be front and center. Like maybe it's somebody's birthday and you want to, tell everybody about it. Like I don't know that any other CRM again is doing something like that where you're actually not just giving them the CRM data, you're actually giving them company data. This is a business management software and it can't just be numbers, right? It can't just be customer information. Like it has to be more than that. And I'm really excited about this dashboard being that for a company.
Yeah. I think that's one of the things that I'm most excited about. I had to fill out a questionnaire thing here recently on the marketing world side of things for a little write-up that's happening. And one of the questions was like, what do you see as a trend and how are you adopting it? And of course, the answer is AI. Mm-hmm. But I think one of the things that is so important is that AI is intended to remove some of the tedious work. It's intended to make it easier to do the human part. And I am hearing more and more from contractors that while they're loving using AI for those things, you can't get rid of the human aspect of it. And I think that pulling that human aspect, whether it's you with your homeowner and your customer or you with your internal team, everything's so automated. People are working from home. I mean, we work from home. Everything is on the computer behind a screen. And so being able to pull that human piece of it, that connectivity piece of it, even into your CRM, I think it's really part of the vision that we've been working for. So yeah. I'm very excited about what's to come. I hope you guys are too.
Casey, our designer, the designer extraordinaire. Don't forget to provide us with feedback. It really helps make the software fit your needs. Absolutely. So please share if you have any suggestions for dashboard or ways to module ideas that we haven't mentioned, or even ones that we have mentioned that you're really excited to see. We would love to hear feedback. And maybe even if you're like, this is stupid, I don't need this, like we want to hear it all.
I always think it's funny when customers send feedback and they're like, I'm sorry, but, and I'm like, no, don't be sorry. We need to hear it. You guys are out in the field using it every day. I don't have a sales team that I'm trying to track their numbers on. I don't have an installer that can tell me how he's feeling about things. That's you guys. So we want to hear the good, the bad, and the ugly, please.
Yes, for sure. Cool.
The good too, also.
Thank you all for joining us. I think this has been a great live, great feedback or questions. If any more questions come up, please send them to support@contractoraccelerator.com.
Thanks, guys.
Bye, everybody.